sitting here with Nicky Heim, founder of A Mom's Catalog. Today was their first annual Family Expo and Craft Fair. And Nicky, can you tell me a little bit about the craft fair and expo itself and what made you decide to do something like this?
Actually, I was inspired to do this a few months ago when I was in Deep Creek Lake. We were there for a wedding. It was the middle of the winter, and of course it was, nobody was there. However, they were doing a fall festival in a very small town right near there. And so, of course, my family and I were already out there, so we went ahead and took a trip out to this small town to see their fall festival. And it was packed. It was completely full of people. They had a craft fair set up in an elementary school, and it was literally standing room only, a line to get into the building. And as I walked through this craft fair, it occurred to me I could do this for my community, absolutely, because of the context that I have through Mom's Catalog. I had the resources to be able to put something like that together and help support our local economy and our community by bringing people in there and giving them yet another reason to come out to Jefferson County and Harpers Ferry and have something fun to do. In addition to that, with my catalog, I have access to, obviously, a lot of crafters and small businesses, and this was just another way to help them to get their word out there.
Well, tell me a little bit about the vendors that were here today. Were all of them actual advertisers in the A Mom's Catalog?
I would say that probably 30 out of the 50 at least were vendors. And one of the things that I did was in the most recent edition of the catalog that came out, I actually spotlighted some of the vendors that were going to be here. I put a star next to the ads that were going to be at the expo, so that as people were looking through the catalog, they could see the star and say, oh, that person's going to be at the show. I want to make sure I go and talk to them. Or, it's something that would be of interest to them.
When we found out Nicky was running it this year, we were very excited because she does a great job with the Mom's Catalog. In my opinion, Nicky thought of everything.
Wow.
We had customers, the thing I noticed was they all came and got a complimentary bag, which to me has always been a problem because we give out at the vendor tables a free bottle of citrus fodder. And then people are trying to find a place to put it and carry it, and they're putting it in their pocket or their pocketbook. And that was one thing I thought she did that was just an extra.
Little touch.
Everyone came in and could get a bag and carry all their stuff that they got at the tables.
This was a family expo. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the fun things that were offered?
Well, I had, I can't stand when I take my kids to an event and I have to pay for them to bounce in the moon bounce. So I worked it out with the moon bounce people where I took care of the cost so that people did not have to pay to bounce, although it was a little too hot to bounce today. But the moon bounces nevertheless were out there so that people could go bouncing. And I had pony rides available for the children. Face painting, and in addition to that, I made sure that I had a whole table set up for the kids to shop. I had a whole bunch of little toys that were only $0.25 a piece, and I even remembered to put the stool so that the kids could stand up and do their own little shopping.
That was neat. You had some free giveaways too at the one
table. I had a lot of free giveaway. I gave away sunglasses and necklaces and little tattoos, and then of course people have to have bags to put all the stuff that they're buying in, so I had to give away the bags as well. So I just wanted it to be very kid-friendly, and it was. I saw the Chick-fil-A cow dancing with the kid today. I saw the Discovery toys. People had toys out on the floor, and the kids were rolling around and playing in the middle of the ballroom. One of my clients that couldn't make it here today, Ellsworth Music, they brought in a whole bunch of instruments for me that I laid on the floor, and the kids were playing with the instruments all day long. So it was very comfortable, and I had a lot of vendors also that brought their children. One of my vendors specifically said, I can't get childcare for my small child. Can you put me in a place where maybe I can fit my playpen? And so I put her in a spot where she could have her pack and play. And the baby was here with her all day, and it went wonderful. So it's nice to be able to accommodate people like that. And it all comes from me being a mother of 3 and knowing what that's like to try and have a craft or a business and be a mom as well.
It can be very difficult at times.
Yes.
But this seems to be a great event that you offer the community for free. What made you choose the Quality Hotel for this event?
Big reason why I chose the hotel is because they're actually a client of mine. They've advertised in several of the catalogs. And I received a call from one of the owners a long time ago, after I had just put out maybe my second It was at least a year and a half ago, so it was probably my second edition. He had picked it up somewhere locally and called me and just said, I love this idea. I really, my whole concept is to support the locals. If you need something, instead of going to a large store, you buy it out of the catalog and you're supporting a local family. And he really strongly believed in that concept and wanted to be a part of it. So I have been working with him as a client for a while now, and this is such a great location with all the tourists driving by, and he put the Expo up on his marquee here and at the turf, and so he's been very accommodating, and I couldn't have asked for a better place. It's very fancy here. It's, tablecloths and skirts, and it's, a lot nicer than a lot of the craft fairs I've been to, where most people, I would say at least 30 of my vendors called me to see if they needed to bring their own table, and they were shocked when they showed up and it was skirted and it looked nice.
It was a very nice setup.
So, I think that people are really embracing the idea of supporting local families. And I even say it in my last catalog that, especially in this economy, it feels good knowing that if I call the housekeeper or the electrician or the crafter or the painter, I'm supporting a family. I might even be helping somebody pay their mortgage or their rent that month. It's not a corporation, it's a family. It's a, small that I'm supporting. And I think that people, it makes them feel good to be able to do that. And they obviously, the people that showed up today made an effort. They went out in the heat and they came here despite the heat. I would have probably laid in my house all day today if it was me. But these people cared enough, and I believed in the concept enough to make themselves come out with their children in the heat and show up today. So,
right, and
it speaks a lot to the people here locally, and what.
Oh, I think so, because
It's not just a craft fair.
This is a great event that you offer for free today. What are your future plans as far as the Mom's Catalog and any future expos that you may be planning?
Well, the Expo specifically, I would like to have again here at this location. My hopes are to do it in the spring and in the fall. I would like to do it in the spring just so we have a little better weather with the moon bounces and the pony rides, and we can, have a little more access to some of the outdoor activities. And we don't have to risk having such a hot day.
Right.
And then, of course, in the fall, we could do a fall festival and people could do their holiday shopping. I mean, imagine being able to go to an event like this and do your holiday shopping. And you're not going to one of the big chains. You're actually buying presents for your family and your loved ones that are handmade, homemade. It brings a special touch to it.
Right.
So I'd like to be able to provide that for the community as a place that they can go and get gifts from. Unique gifts.
Right. Well, you're a mom of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes your job unique, being the founder of a Mom's Catalog?
The best part about the catalog, and probably one of the biggest inspiring things, was the ability to have something that really was family first. They are the priority. And by doing this, I'm able to work from home because most of it is done digitally. People know, they look at the catalog, a mom's catalog, they know that I'm a mom. So when they pick up the phone and they call me and there's kids screaming in the background, they don't even think twice. It doesn't bother them at all.
Right.
And it's nice to not have to put the family aside to work. I don't have to go hide to take a phone call for the first time in my life. And the kids are funny. They actually they enjoy the catalog. When we get the catalogs, they'll look through it and they'll hand them to people, Or one time, my 4-year-old actually embarrassed me because I have clients show up at my house all the time to pick up catalogs. They want to take them to a specific place or something. And one time, one of my neighbors was walking by, and my 4-year-old yelled out the window, "Are you one of Mommy's catalog clients?" And I was like, oh my gosh. But they're so used to, meeting the clients and being out there with me doing distribution.
Right.
That they just don't even think about it. But they're not resentful of it either. It's a part of our life. And today, Mommy was busy with an expo. And my goal for this company moving forward, this is what I see as my vision for it. Number one, I do 3 catalogs a year, which is just enough, so where I have breaks in between, it's not too much. I would do 3 catalogs a year here in Jefferson County. I would have 2 expos going here a year for the county. And then if at some point, I've had a lot of interest in other areas, people
Right.
wanting to start catalogs in other areas. So maybe I would move out to Winchester next, or Frederick, or Martinsburg. And what I would do is I would find a charismatic mom that wanted to help me in my journey, and she would be in charge of the Winchester Moms Catalog, and she would be responsible for going out and helping the clients and growing the catalog. And I would still be a part of the printing and the digital stuff. And then at some point, if I have, at that point, maybe all my kids are in school. This is a few years from now, obviously, because I need to do it slow, because the kids are the priority. But at some point, I will have it as a full-time job once the children are in school. I will have a catalog going every month in different areas. I will have 1 or 2 shows going on a year. And I can use that as a business model, and then I can go out and franchise it.
Wow.
And I can travel across the country, and by then the children will be older, and I can help moms all over the country start. And all they need to do is start. It's just 1 catalog. That's all it takes. And they just need to get 20 clients for the first catalog to cover the cost, and it just goes from there. And it literally has almost doubled each time. So all they need to do, and they can have a baby at home at that point. They can start with 1 catalog and a baby.
Well, you have to have
And they
goals.
can just grow and grow. And the model will be at some point, by the time their children are in school, they can have, like what I would have at that point, a business model of shows, catalogs, and it would be a full-time venture for them.
That is
Because
great.
think about all the different small towns all across the country that would love to have something like this where they're supporting each other and they're coming together. I mean, look at all the vendors and how they came together, and I guarantee all of those vendors made a new friend today, somebody that they will, really connect with.
And I bet they did, speaking with a lot of them, I
Yeah,
saw a lot of
yeah.
that. Well, I think your vision is awesome, and I think your goals are going to get you there in the hard work, so
They
that's
can.
great. Thank you.